So I built myself a personal trainer using Cowork, not like downloaded an app. Actually built this with Claude Cowork. So I can track my mood. It tells me everything that I need to do in the gym. It lives in Claude Cowork. It pulls in my smart ring data. It reads my meal plan and training plans straight out of Notion, which it's created. And every morning at 5:30, it drops me a Slack message and tells me what I'm training for the day, what my meal plan is, and how my recovery is looking. And I'm going to show you how I built this, because once you see how all of these fit together, you'll realize that the same architecture works for almost anything. A content coach, a money coach, a project. The personal trainer is just the demo to give you an idea about what's possible with Cowork. Because here's the thing, most people are using Claude Cowork just like a chatbot. You ask, it answers, you close the tab, the whole conversation just evaporates. Cowork is different. Cowork is Claude that can do things for us now. It has a memory, a calendar, and these artifacts allow us to have access to tools such as Notion, Gmail, Slack, Google Drive, and present it in a way that is super helpful to us. And once you understand that, you stop building little one-off things and you start building systems like this. I've also built this social media metrics, which pulls in live data from my socials to tell me what's performing well and what's not, as well as a morning command center, which basically gives me an overview of the whole state of my business, all without having to remember to open these apps. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I built mine, the artifact, the Notion setup, the Slack integration, and the scheduled drop. You'll get to see the whole thing. And if you want to build your own, the same architecture, your own goals, there's a skill in my Right membership that runs you through the whole setup for you. It interviews you about your training, your sport, your diet, the time you have to train and make dinner, any existing injuries, your tools, and then builds the system around what you actually have, which I'll talk about at the end, but let's get into this now. So if we have a look at this, you can see that today was my upper push-pull, and I can also track my mood here, and I can put in a short sentence about how I'm feeling. My macros are here. So I have a plan from a dietitian, and so that sits in the back of this as well, so that it's pulling from my actual macros, and I can track my water intake as well and meal ideas. And it's also got this nice little breakdown of everything that I should focus on for this week. And so if we open this actually links out to my full training and nutrition plan here. So I can go in and edit anything, or I can just tell Claude Cowork to go and do that. So you can see here, it knows on Thursday that I have soccer training, and I have play touch football on Fridays, as well as play soccer on Sunday. And we've created this progressive overload for me so that as I continue to work with Claude, it will adjust the plan so that it's adapting to what I need. It's also logged my weekly meal plan in Notion for me. It's noted what I need on my high training days as well as moderate training days. And it's all broken down so I don't have to think about this anymore. And then this is a really cool part. So I've got this pantry inventory here. So what I can do is talk to Claude via Slack and be like, hey, here's what I've got in my pantry. It last updated on Sunday because that's when we do the groceries. And here's what I've brain dumped into it, basically. So here is the Slack channel where we communicate with each other. So it's got all of my meals and everything I need to remember for today. And then I log what I have done, and Claude runs that at 6 p.m. every night, and notes that in the plan for me. So before we build one of these, we really want to get Claude Cowork set up properly for us. So we need to come into customize here, and we've got skills and we've also got connectors. So this is how Claude Cowork will connect to our tools. And you just want to pick here what you work with. So for me, I use Notion, so that made sense for me to have my meal plan and training plan in Notion. And I also use Slack as a way to communicate with all of my agents. So that made sense to connect that to Slack rather than me getting an email, which is just going to get lost in everything else. It pings me in that dedicated channel and I check it every morning to just know what is happening for the day. All my meals are sorted, as well as my gym or training sessions. So if we connect one of these tools now, and there's new tools being added every single day. So I'll just disconnect Notion. So if we want to connect Notion, we just click connect here, and then it's going to pop up in a new tab, which you can't see, but basically I'm just signing into Notion, and that allows me to use that login to connect with Claude. So that's connected now. And then all you need to do is jump into our live artifacts tab over here and hit create with Claude. And you basically just have a conversation with Claude about what it is you want to create. And so let's walk through this now. And so this new live artifacts feature dropped a few weeks ago. And so as part of setting it up, Claude is going to explain to you what it is. So you can see here, a live artifact is a self-contained HTML page. So once it has spent time coding, it will just update the aspects that change weekly. So which area of write mode do we want to set up? So let's do our personal trainer again. I want to set up a personal trainer and health coach. How often do I want to open this? I'm going to say every morning, and what do you want to do on this page beyond just looking? So we want to trigger an action, and we want to get a plan for the day. And so now that I've answered those questions, Claude's going to make up a plan to write this. And it has recognized that I've got the personal trainer builder skill that lives in my community. And so we're just going to walk through that now. And so what is the main goal of driving this? We'll go sport and performance. And do I have a plan? Let's build it from scratch. And so what should the dashboard show? So here you can basically choose your own adventure. So we'll go today. So we'll go today's work, today's meals, a morning check-in, send plan to Slack. And I'm also going to say connect to my health ring data as well. And so, okay, so a few more questions to answer. I've got the Ultra Human ring. We'll just build the artifact shell now. As I said, if you want this full interview to build the program and actually create this as a full health and personal trainer for you, you can grab that in my Write Mode membership. So let's do the artifact shell now. And so where this artifact is different from others is the ability to message back to my AI and also get these sessions sent out. So this information from this dashboard doesn't need to sit just within Cowork now. We can get this sent to the tools and that we're using. And this whole thing then stops being a dashboard and becomes a system that actually runs. This same shape works for content systems, money systems, project management, and this personal trainer is just one of those systems. So let's have a look at this now. So it's built the shell and it's just going to ask for permission to do this stuff. And so we can enter in all of our data here, any wearable data. So this is a manual paste at the moment. If you want to set this up and it's pulling in your live data, you would just come over to Google and search for the API. So one of the reasons why I got the Ultra Human ring was because of the API, and you just walk through this and you can set it up. There may even be an API for the Aura ring. Yeah, there is. So you can set this up to actually track that live data for you. And if we go over here to generate today's plan, it's going to generate that now and send to Slack. And so as you can see, this is a pretty basic one. You just want to tell Claude in this chat where you want this to be sent. So it's not currently sending to Notion, so that would be all part of this conversation you would have. And then once that's ready, these all sit over here in this live artifacts. So all of the ones that I've created are sitting here. We've got the morning command center, social media metrics, my inbox triage, and this new coach that I've got, which I'm just going to delete that now. So now you've seen what you can do and how these can be taken from the dashboard out into our other tools. You can design systems like this for all facets of your business and personal life. Okay, so it's created this kind of dashboard, but it's looking pretty plain at the moment. So now we just want to give it a bit more direction here. Hey Claude, so there's nothing really in this dashboard. Are you able to create the actual plan in Notion as well and send to Slack? I'll give you the Slack channel. And if you want to know how to connect that, you just jump over to Slack and come up here, hit the channel, and then you grab the channel ID down here and then paste that back into Cowork so it knows. Otherwise, if you don't, you will get just DMs and you won't get pinged in Slack. Trust me, I learned that. And so we'll just go through some of my goals as well. So I want to train 4 to 5 times a week. I play soccer and touch football, and I don't have heaps of time to train, so we want to make sure that this is as efficient as possible. Also, I get hamstring tendonitis, so we need to keep that in mind as well. I'd also like to log my mood, water, and also like take into consideration where I am in my cycle. And we want this dashboard to look fun. So now it's got much more to work with. And so you can see now it's going to go into Notion, create these 3 databases, a training program, a 4-week block, and it's also going to rebuild this so that it actually looks nice and send to this Slack channel. And so it's picked up that I already have a training plan in here, so it's just going to use that now. And if we just jump back into Notion now, you can see that it has created where now when I pop in my mood and everything in Slack, it will log that in here for me. And while that's cooking, I'm going to show you one other feature of live artifacts. So over here, we have this 3 dots and you can download this as a PDF. So if you were using this for, say, social media management and you have live artifacts for your clients' metrics, click the 3 dots here and download that as a PDF. You can send these snapshots off to your clients with a summary of like how their social media is going. You could do this for all sorts of things. Now, let's get back and see if it's cooked up this dashboard for us. All right, this is much more fun. So we've got the plan that it's pulled from Notion. I've got my morning check-in here. I've got my water. This is super fun. And the ring summary. If you wanted to connect this to Ultrahuman, you just Google Ultrahuman API and the setup is here. And I'm pretty sure if you use the Aura Ring 2, it has an API. So yeah, just go through that setup and just ask Claude to help you with that. That's how I set mine up. And then you can save the log to Notion here and send to Slack. And these all sit over here. They're pinned and they also sit here too. So if we jump into this one now, we can see here. As I update this and work through my plan in Slack, it will be recorded in this dashboard too, which is super cool. I also gave it my plan from my dietitian. So all I did was attach in the chat where we were creating this artifact, make sure the meal plan is reflective of what my... If you want to take this further and join the best AI community for women out there, then the Right Mode membership is for you. It is full of women learning how to use AI to scale their businesses, get time back in a safe and supportive environment. I will drop the link for that in the description. If you want to grab this skill along with the full classroom, it'll all be waiting inside the membership for you. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any updates, and watch out for my full Cowork operating system video that's coming next, and I will catch you on the next video.